What's going on YouTube? As you can see, we got the Vanquish H10 Optic up on the bench. And as you can see, we no longer have those Yokohama Jailanders on here. We have the BFG Mud Trains. Was gonna go with the crawlers, but thought these were gonna be a good middle ground between Ross Park, which is the only trail good for RC where I am. The rest is just like flat walking and biking trails, and Robin Hood, where we've had a lot of our comps and a lot of our group crawls out there as well. And before we get to wrenching, this video is slightly different than what I've done in the past, meaning I'm going to have a voiceover while I'm working instead of me talking through while I'm working, and that might help. You might switch to that kind of video, what's the word I'm looking for? Style of video. Then I could kind of concentrate more on wrenching than having to commentate and wrench at the same time, and kind of makes mistakes where I usually would not. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this style of video. I'll continue doing it. If not, that is good too. We're gonna jump right into wrenching and see how we kind of got into this naked cage state. Here is the motor we're going to be installing, which is a Hobbying Fusion Quick Run System SE 1800 kV. Had this motor in the carbon, liked it quite a bit, so I picked up another to put into the Optic. Now, as you can obviously see, the cage is separated from the rest of the chassis or parts that we're going to need to access, because I originally wasn't going to record, but I need to get a video up anyway, so I thought, what the hell, might as well record, as I've been needing to get a video up anyways. Now turning our attention to the transmission, which the pinion on here is a 15 tooth, similar, well, same pinion as what the Vanquish VRD carbon kit has. It also comes with a 15 tooth pinion. Now there's going to be two 2mm screws holding in the motor. Now that the stock motor is out, which is just a brushed 35 turn motor, and trying to get the pinion off, I had to use a butter knife to help pry it off. It really did not like to leave that motor. And I'm actually going to be keeping the stock motor as well, not going to be throwing that away, just in case a buddy burns out a motor out on the trail. It's not an end to their day, and we can get that swapped out and keep moving. Now opening the packaging on the 1800 kV. Just a quick look at the 1800 kV Fusion SE now that it's out of the packaging. And we got the leads coming off, which obviously you have your power button, your TX60 connector to your battery, and the plug in which that goes into channel 2 on your receiver. Now we're going to be putting that stock 35 turn in the package of what the new motor and ESC came in. So that way the motor leads don't get damaged from just being loose in my bag and utterly be useless for when it's actually needed. As I don't think anyone carries a soldering iron when they go trailing, so unless if you're also going to be carrying solar panels with you, that would rather be useless. There's the little sheet that comes with, and zip tie, and a little double-sided sticky tape, and an extension lead for your 5 o'clock in the morning. Here we go. To remove the spur gears, there's just a nut that is usually that holds on the spur gear, and then after that there is that little pin that you don't want to lose or drop in your carpet, because been there, done that, don't need to do it again. Not fun. Running a magnet over the carpet for hours trying to find it. Yeah, no, not happening, champ. And then there's going to be two 2.5 millimeter screws that screw into your standoffs, and then after that the motor plate is removable. The motor plate removed, now comes the fun part of putting that 2-in-1 system in. Those systems are definitely, I like them a lot. They're convenient. I would say compact, but it depends on your definition of compact. That's not really it. With this system going in, we're definitely going to get more smooth throttle control over the stock 35 turn that was in there. Definitely could have got away with leaving that 35 in there on 3S. Not bad, no complaints, but This is definitely going to be a lot better in terms of the slow crawl ability that the Optic is going to gain from swapping that stock 35 turn out for the Fusion SE that's in there. Now this video isn't really like, how can I say this? It's not all over the place, but it's not really organized? No. Sure. With the motor installed, then I think you know what needs to happen next. The 15 tooth pinion needs to go on, then the spur gear, but you kind of have to slide the rest of the transmission through the holes, and then your pin for your that goes through the hole in the top shaft, and then your spur gear, and then the nut that obviously follows through, because that will just fall off if that's not in place. Pinions going on, which you need that grub screw, which is a 2mm on the flat part of the shaft, or else once you get some resistance, or you go up on an obstacle, or some load gets put on it, then it's just gonna fall right off. I forgot to put the bearing back in, so that motor had to come right back out. Now this is where I ran into some problems. So that black little plastic washer goes on, then the bearing goes on, and then you slide that top shaft and along as those two posts through the two holes on the motor plate. I wasn't able to get the pin to go on for the spur gear. There's like no groove to get that pin in or anything, so I am not running that plastic washer, and I thought I was able to get the bearing in through, which that was a no-go, so that had to come out again for the third time. Fun stuff. So like I said, I'm not running that plastic washer. Don't know how important it is, but if it starts to cause me problems, then I will go and make a solution or something, which now that I think about it, I could have just filed that down, but it's all together now, so that's all that matters. home stretch, turning the radio on, and then the motor in ESC. That's just a ProTech 1400 mah that I run in my comp rigs. And testing motor mesh, everything sounds good. No smoke, no fire, all the good things are happening. When I first put it in though, it kind of ran away from me, so I just went and turned the throttle down on the radio, and that stopped that from happening, because I don't need cruise control on while I am trying to wrench. It makes life a little bit easier. Down to the last few screws. They're one of the skid plate extension, that whole layer, that's just a 2mm, and then the rest are a 2.5. But obviously it's important that we put the drive shaft extensions back in, because if not, we're just gonna be front wheel drive, and front wheel drive does not make good for off-road, so that's rather important. And I'm not concerned about the transmission trying to eject Eceto while I'm driving. It seems rather sturdy, so I have zero worries on the transmission being bolted down. And there we have it. The Fusion SE 1800 kV is installed. We're still running the stock radio. Not for too much longer. I got something planned for that. If you guys remember in Trucks of Fortune, I also got a dig unit for the VFD, which I was gonna plan on running. But with me, plans change from time to time, and I got something else planned that we're definitely going to be following through on, because I haven't had, I'll leave as a surprise. I've had a 1/24 scale with it, but I haven't had a 110, so definitely be a fun one. Rear steer. God damn it. There you go, rear steer. Gotta keep a surprise. And it's chirping like it's a bird. Great. Can you guys tell I've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning? The worst. Rotating shifts are not where it's at. I will tell you that right now. Going from nights to days. No, it's bad. And I also have another panel set coming, which is why the panels aren't on here. We're good. It doesn't sound like a bird. Where did that other battery go? I don't know. I don't care. I have the on-off button right there because I was originally going to have it on the side of the scale fuel cell that's in the back, but the shocks were going to be in the way. Sound like I'm going to have a stroke. But yeah, there we have it. This slow crawl is so nice. So nice. And I also accidentally pinched the wire. Well, it's not really pinched, everything is fine, perfect, but there's, how am I going to do this? The battery's in there. Kind of see the wires there and covering the, where it says VFD. Yeah, I didn't know till after the cage was on. Yeah, this wasn't a total smooth from having all panels on and that to the motor going in. I ran into some troubles along the way, which is quite alright. We rode the struggle bus on this one a little bit, but I can't wait to get this thing out. Definitely be a blast. Curious to see how these tires do in the snow. But before I take this thing out in the snow, I wanted to take the rear axle apart, pack it with grease along with the front so we don't rust the bearings and have one of those explode on us on the trail. So that's no fun. Don't want that to end my day. But yeah. Oh, and as you heard me say it earlier, we're going to be doing rear steer on this thing. So I ordered up another front axle for the rear. I'm going to get a FlySky GT5. It's just going to be easy. Just set endpoints. Have it on channel 5 or 6, so it's right on the dials. And then it's just plug and play from there. But thank you guys for watching.